Ethan was sleeping on his side, facing away from me, breathing slowly. Moonlight came through the blinds and painted faint streaks on his bare shoulders. He had started sleeping shirtless a few years ago. He said it was too hot. I had teased him about it then. Now the sight twisted my stomach in a way that frightened me. I told myself to stop, but it was one of those quiet winter nights in our house outside Atlanta. Everyone else was asleep. I woke up around 2 a.m. and I felt thirsty, and went into the kitchen for a glass of water. On my way back, I passed my older brother Jack and his wife Emily's room. Their door was slightly open, just enough to let soft sounds through. Curiosity got the better of me. I peered through the narrow gap. What I saw took my breath away. Jack and Emily were lost in each other, completely wrapped up in the kind of passionate, uninhibited moment that most people only see in movies. The way they moved, the silent gasps, the way his fingers dug into her back. It was raw, intense, beautiful in a way I'd never seen up close. I stood frozen for longer than I could bear. Heat raced through my body, partly from embarrassment, partly from something deeper and more confused. My heart was beating so hard I was afraid they would hear it. Finally, I quietly backed away and hurried to my room. Our house was small, and because money had been tight for years, I still shared a bedroom with my younger brother, not my real brother, but my adopted brother, Ethan. He was 20 now, tall, quiet, kind of awkward in a post-adolescent way, but definitely not a kid anymore. We'd always been close. Too close, perhaps, to growing up in this room with just the two of us while Mom worked double shifts and Jack was making his own life. I slipped under the covers, but sleep wouldn't come. My mind kept replaying the scene I'd just witnessed. My skin felt so hot, so sensitive. Every brush of the sheet against my thighs made me shiver. For the first time in a long time, I felt hungry, not for food, for touch, for someone to look at me the way Jack looked at Emily. Ethan was sleeping on his side, facing away from me, breathing slowly. The moonlight came through the blinds and painted faint stripes on his bare shoulders. He'd started sleeping shirtless a few years ago. He said it was too hot. I teased him about it then. Now the sight twisted my stomach in a way that terrified me. I told myself to stop. I told myself this was wrong on every level, but the pain between my legs didn't listen. I reached for my phone on the nightstand, turned down the brightness, and opened a private browsing tab. I scrolled until I saw something obvious, something that mirrored what I had just seen. The volume was off, but the visuals were enough. Bodies moving together, slow then fast, hands everywhere, mouths open in silent pleasure. I didn't realize I was breathing heavily until Ethan stirred. "You okay?" he mumbled, his voice thick with sleep. "Yeah, just couldn't sleep." He rolled over. His eyes were half open, his hair messy. "What are you watching?" I should have closed the app. Instead, foolishly, I tilted the screen so he could see. At first he blinked, confused. Then recognition struck. His eyes widened. He didn't look back. "Is that him?" he whispered. I nodded, cheeks burning. "Yes." He swallowed. "You see him a lot?" "Sometimes." My voice was small. A silence fell between us. On the screen, the couple changed positions. Ethan's breathing changed, became shallower and faster. "Have you ever done anything like that?" he asked. I shook my head. "No, you?" He laughed nervously. "No, I mean, I messed up a little. Kissing, touching clothes. That's all." Another long pause. The video played. Neither of us spoke for a minute or two. Then Ethan said very quietly, "That feels good." "Yes," I whispered back. "It happens. I don't know who moved first. Maybe me, maybe him. But suddenly the space between us felt so big and so small at the same time." I set the phone down, the screen still glowing faintly. I turned to him. "Ethan." He looked at me, really looked. Not like a brother. Like someone seeing me for the first time. "If we did something," he began, his voice shaking. "You wouldn't tell anyone, would you?" My heart pounded against my ribs. "Never, I swear." He nodded slowly. "Okay." I reached out and touched his arm. His skin was warm. He didn't pull away. We started slowly, fingers tracing collarbones, brushing ribs, learning each other's shapes as if we were discovering new maps. When I finally lowered my hand, he gasped. When he took me from behind, I bit my lip to keep from moaning too loudly. Everything felt electric, forbidden, perfect. I guided him, told him what felt good, where to press, how fast or slow. He listened, eager, careful, almost reverent. And as I climbed on top of him, his eyes rolled back and a soft, broken sound escaped his throat as I sank slowly down. We moved together as if we'd been practicing in secret for years. It wasn't glamorous. We both of us were nervous, both of us clumsy, but it was honest. It was us. After that, we lay tangled in the sheets, breathing hard, hearts racing, sweat chilled our skin. That was... He began, then laughed. Wow. Yeah, I said, pressing my forehead to his. Wow. We didn't talk for a long time, just held each other. Finally, he whispered, "We can't tell anyone. Ever." I know. Promise? Promise. Morning came very early. Sunlight filtered through the blinds. Ethan was the first to wake up. When I opened my eyes, he was looking at me, half smiling, half nervous. "Hey," he said softly. "Hey." He reached over and brushed the hair out of my face. "Are you okay?" I nodded. "Are you?" "Yeah, really okay." But it hit me later that day. Hard. What we did couldn't be undone. And the more I thought about it, the more dangerous it felt. Not just because society would say it was wrong, because it could destroy our family, finding Jack and Emily, the way Mom would look at us forever. I started avoiding Ethan's eyes when we were around other people. He noticed. He would give me these little secret smiles when no one was looking. He turned my stomach every time. A few nights later, he tried to get close again. I stopped him. "We can't," I whispered. "Why not?" "Because it's not safe. For both of us." He looked hurt. But I thought, I know, I wanted it too. I still do. But wishing for something doesn't make it right. He stared at the ceiling for a long time. "So, was that night?" I swallowed the lump in my throat. "Yeah, I guess it has to be." He didn't argue, just nodded slowly. After that, we went back to being normal siblings, at least on the surface. Separate beds, separate lives, polite conversation over dinner, but every time our eyes met across the room, something passed between us. A memory, a promise we both broke once and swore never to break again. 2 years later, I got engaged, moved out, married, built a life 2 states away. I still come home for the holidays sometimes. Ethan is even taller, has a girlfriend now, talks about grad school. We say hello and goodbye like normal people. We don't talk about that night. But sometimes the night when I can't sleep, I remember how his breaths went when I first touched him. The way he looked at me like I was the only thing in the world that mattered. And I wonder if he remembers too. I think he does. I think we both, silently, forever, stayed together and drifted apart. Friends, this was not my real brother. Because some time ago my parents passed away. And I was raised by a family whose house I still live in. And I became a part of their family, and this was my spoken brother and family. Dear friends, how did you like today's story? Do tell me in the comments. And share the video and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. Take care of yourself a lot. Goodbye.